Well, I have Skylar with me today. Skylar, man, I am so excited to talk with you, and thank you for taking the time, sir.
No problem. I appreciate having me over.
So we're going to do things a little bit different. Skylar and I were just discussing how to do this little testimonial here. Skylar has been with the Kingdom for a long time and has gone through all the programs. So we're going to do it a little bit different than the last few I've done. So Skylar, my first question is, give us a little snapshot on where you were at when you first joined the Kingdom, just the Kingdom Real Estate.
Absolutely, yeah. So when I first joined the Kingdom, I was pretty much just starting out in my career I was looking into how to wholesale, because everyone talks about what do you do when you get into real estate? You wholesale. That's what everyone starts. And so, of course, that's what I was doing. And I had done a couple of deals, and it was really – I was trying to find more consistency in what I was doing. And I saw Jordan and posting different things right as he was starting the Kingdom or right before he was starting the Kingdom, and connected with him. And so that's kind of where I started, was right then. And it was very interesting seeing the development of the Kingdom and everyone's stuff. And that was really nice for me as a newbie to kind of get in there and be like, okay, what is this all about? Because there's a lot of groups out there, and I really noticed the energy and the types of people in the group was a lot different than I generally was a part of. And so being so new and being into wholesaling, I definitely went with it, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? So
so you joined the Kingdom, found your people, and started wholesaling. That's where you learned wholesaling initially.
Well, I knew I've had done a couple wholesales right before I joined the Kingdom, but
you came into it. Okay.
Right. And so when I came into it, I could ask more questions with people who were also doing similar things, and it was nice. So people are at the next level of where I was, so I could kind of follow.
Yep. And then from there, you went into Axiom. Mm-hmm. And from what I recall, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that was really a refining period on the wholesaling side of things for you on the business end, but then there was also a lot of mindset benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. So So with Axiom, I was still wholesaling, but I had done maybe a flip or two when I was getting right into Axiom, because I've been around you guys forever. And what I noticed about the Axiom specifically was the first section is all about mindset. And people talk about mindset all the time, and they're like, mindset, how do I do the next deal? But for me, my emotional or mental level will do like this when I'm doing deals. I'm like, yay! Oh, crap, I have to find a new one, right? And so that mindset section, especially with Todd and stuff like that, he is so motivational, and it's not the BS motivation. It's this is actually real. How you stay in the game long term, and these are some methods to do that. Because if you don't have a good mindset, you're going to burn out, crash out, and stop doing it, because you called 500 people and didn't get that deal. But if you would have called 1,000, you would have had 2. So, and that's what I really, really noticed about that. Honestly, that part was what helped me continue from where I was.
That's huge. It's interesting you mentioned that, because on specifically the first part of that content, we've tracked it, and the data shows that all of the most successful students cite that section of Axiom as being one of the core foundations, and they'll go back and review it.
Oh, absolutely. I've watched it multiple times. And don't get me wrong, the rest of Axiom is huge, because it helps you set up where you're going and gives you everything you really need to kind of build a business instead of just a really expensive hobby, right?
Right. But that mindset stuff, and really, I shouldn't even call it mindset stuff, but because really it's setting the precedence or posturing you in a way that you can continue to move forward no matter what plateau you hit.
Oh, yeah. It gives you realistic expectations for the future. And I think that's huge, because without those expectations, you are going to be like, I'm planning on doing 50,000 deals this year. And you're like, that's not realistic. Doing those 3 deals is more realistic, and here's why. And so it's really, really inspiring and super, super important to actually build a business.
Yeah. So from Axiom, you went into Ascension. Mm-hmm. And at that point in your business, when you made that transition, brief snapshot, what did the business look like at that point? What were you in?
Sure. So I was doing a little bit less wholesaling. I was doing a little bit more flips and trying to get my feet into those kinds of big chunks of money, right, instead of the smaller ones. And so doing that, I wanted to get to that next level, and I knew I could, and I just wanted to be around the right people. And so there's a lot when it comes to, there's Axiom, which is fantastic. You can do everything there. But if you want to get to the next level, I really I put myself out there and my money out there to be like, okay, let's see what it's about, so that I don't just count it off because of price tags or whatever. And that was huge for me because I've spent like tens of thousands of dollars on other things that did not work out at all. And so I did this because I knew you guys, I trusted you guys, I liked you guys, and then we had in-person meetings and we had calls, and we were able to do concierge stuff where I could literally be one-on-one with some of the mentors, and that's super important to me because I need that one-on-one because I've been pushed off on other people before with other programs where it's like, and then here's a script. And it's like, I don't want a script. I want the person who's doing the deals and who's still in the game. I don't want some guy who's never done a deal in his life. And that was important to me. Right. And so that's something I really, really appreciated and 100% thought was worth the mission, basically.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the key things of, like you said, having someone who's like, oh yeah, I'm actually in the trenches with you. Yeah. I'm just further ahead of you. Like, let me help you walk through this transaction. You mentioned William earlier, getting on the call and like, oh yeah, let's walk through this deal. Let's analyze it together, strategize, boom, boom, boom.
Well, William's huge. I mean, Todd, William, all of them, because they're people who actually care about you, because they will get on the phone with you and be on for hours to get you through this one deal that's not making them anything off of that deal, right? You're not splitting it with them. You're not doing any of that stuff. And I think it's huge. And those relationships are forever. Like, how long have we known each other? Like 5-6 years, and we still
like
talk.
That, yeah.
I think it's important.
Exactly.
I think that's huge. And those relationships, the community, you can say, hey, I don't know anybody in Texas. You go on to Ascension, you post, hey, I got this deal here. I don't know what to do with it. Boom, 4 people pop up. Hey, I'm in that area. I can go look at it. Okay, great.
Yeah. You're like, sweet. That only took 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, you're like, oh, and 20 people have responded now. Okay, who do I go with? Oh, and
what's cool is you can trust them, because if they do wrong, see you later. You're not a part of Ascension or Axiom anymore, and good luck. And that's not how you build a business. And so I think building those communities is really, really huge. And that might sound like all BS and stuff you've heard all the time, but trust me, I've been through the trenches with some of these other things, and this is the kind of thing I wanted and looked forward to, and I can always trust, because it is trusted, and not just anybody is going to be a part of our community or the group, right? And that's been important for me. I've had people sent to me from Ascension by Jordan specifically. Like, he's like, go talk to Skylar, he's in Oregon. And I've had like 4 people come in. Now I know like 3-4 new people who just started, and now they're doing deals, right? It's great. I've done multiple deals with Ascension people.
Literally everybody wins when that happens.
Absolutely. And it's great. Yeah. I can't speak more highly of it. It's hard to overstate how impactful it has been for me, at least. And it is what you get out of it. Whatever you put into it, you'll get out of it. Don't expect, like, now I joined, why am I not rich? It's like, well, have you called those 1,500 people that you were told to call by William? No?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one piece of, like, we're not going to do the work for you, but we are going to walk alongside you while 100%. You do the work.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That's huge.
Yeah, so it's been great. I have no qualms about it.
So what would you say to someone who's like, I'm committed to myself, I'm committed to my business, and they're thinking about coming into one of our programs?
Well, honestly, jump on a call with someone and talk through it, because let's see where your business is. I think that's huge when they have that talk with you. What I would say is, if you're actually serious about doing something with your business and you want to have it grow at an exponential rate, you can do it by yourself. Sure, spend the next 5 to 10 years doing it. If you want to have people who you can trust that will help you through that process, and you don't have to guess what the next step is, 100%. Even if it's at the basic level, right? Get in, because if you're looking to actually grow and be serious about this, then you need to have something like that in a community like that, and mentors like that. Because I know for me, I cut off a minimum of 5 years of learning just by having the correct mentors and someone I can talk to and trust. And that's huge. I always tell people, find a mentor. If it's not this person or that person, find somebody, because you will regret it later. And you will not. Most people do not make it without someone like that. It just takes too long.
You've definitely been you've definitely benefited from that. I was just doing the math. I think you've been in it for 4 years, because it would have been 2018, at least when I met you.
Sure.
At least, right? And I'm like, going from wholesaling to starting in wholesaling, doing a couple deals, to now what you were talking about of like unit development and multi-unit complexes and all the things. And so I think that's a huge testament. Your story is a huge testament to what you just said.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Hey, you can do it and you can figure it out, but having the community behind you is a game changer.
It's the confidence. Bringing the deal to somebody who you know can do it, and they tell you how to do it. I guarantee you the fears of doing that 20-unit apartment complex that you've never done before will vanish like that when you talk to somebody who has like 1,000 units. It's like, oh, that's easy. It's just an extra zero. Here, do this. You're like, okay, they said so.
When they're like, oh, that's pocket change, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, that's small league. Yeah, here, just do these 3 things and you'll be good. And it's true. I instantly gain confidence by talking to the right people. It's just, that's how it works for me.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Skylar, I really appreciate you taking the time, man.
No problem.
I'm so incredibly proud of you, and I know you know that, but just truly I'm incredibly proud of you, and it's amazing to see what you've been able to accomplish in the last couple of years. And just thanks for being the shining light, my friend.
No problem. Well, I appreciate you as well.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you later.